The trip down Tobacco Road is a long one, and we continue our journey on this well-beaten path. While the path to the championship is getting shorter, some drivers need to get long on luck. It's time to break down the gate for some Saturday night short track racing in America, and we'll do it live now. Hello and welcome to the Global SimRacing Channel's presentation of the Bootleg Racing League's Outlaw Modified Series from Southern National Motorsports Park. Up in the press box to bring you all the action tonight as well, yours truly, me, Sean Ambrose, and my partner this season, Taylor Burris over there. In the director's chair, Joe Peak, twisting and tweaking the dials for us this evening, armed with cameras located, aimed, zoomed, and focused by GSRC's camera guru, Dougie Beard. Let's get ready over these next few minutes as GSRC will bring you all the storylines and all the stats and facts you'll need to fully appreciate the simulated SK modified racing that is coming your way. Taylor, here we are, North Carolina, under the lights, Southern National. This track's been on iRacing for a little while now, but it is still one of the newer short tracks that we've had on the service, and it's proven one thing over its short time here in iRacing. It's exciting, and it's fun, and it's fast.
Yes, indeed, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Southern National Motorsports Park. Located in Lucama, North Carolina, this 17-degree, 0.4 of a mile track is by far one of the faster short tracks, with some of the biggest names in short track racing and modifieds and super late models coming here to compete. To give you the chance to see what it is like to drive here at this track, let's hop on board for a GSRC lap guide.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global SimRacing Channel. My name is Brian Yazik and I'll be taking you for a spin around Linear Raceway in the GSRC SK Modified. Going into turn 3, we're going to be finding the yellow line right here on the bottom, but not try to get too much into the gas to let that rear of the car step out. Right back into the corners, down to the yellow line again. You'll notice from this lap guide that you are pretty much always constantly turning. So it's going to be interesting to see who can save that right front tire and not abuse it too early so they can have something for the end of the race. Once again, find the yellow line, back out into the middle of the corner, right back onto the brakes, back to the yellow line. You can kind of run a little bit up off the yellow line, but not too much because there's not a whole lot of banking up on the top side of the track to save you in case you get a little squirrely. So back down into turns 3 and 4 one more time, kind of split the seam right here, find the yellow line, and you have just completed 4 very quick laps around Linear Raceway. It's going to be a great race, and the winner is going to be the one who decides that they wanted to save their right front tire the most. Hello everyone and welcome to the Global SimRacing Channel. I'm Brian Yazik and this is Southern National Motorsports Park in the GSRC SK Modified. Without further ado, let's show you how you get around this joint. Hot lap, looking to find the bottom right here. No other place to run. Hook that bottom right off of turn 2, swing it right out here to the fence, and then back down into turn 3. This track is a nice little short track, doesn't give you a whole lot of time to think. You just kind of have to drive this place on instinct. But if you do make a mistake, there is a lot of banking, as you can see right up there, that will catch you in case you have a mistake, unless that's off the bumper of the competitor around you. Then that wall will be waiting for you up there. But turns 3 and 4, find it right there underneath the start-finish line, back into turn 1. It's a very, very rhythm-based track. Once you get a good rhythm around here, you're fairly unstoppable, even to the point that I set my personal best time here on the 4th lap on the track. Really, as you're going to watch these guys go, this track is so good for racing. I mean, especially if you're up there on that second groove, you might be able to get a good run off of the corner and try to pinch them down, whoever you're racing against, off the corners. Southern National Motorsports Park is bound to put on a good show for these SK Modifieds as the race progresses on. But without further ado, I'm Brian Yazik. This is the GSRC SK Modified. Enjoy the show.
And there is another GSRC lap guide with a bad fast couple laps around here, Southern National Motorsports Park. We finally got there, and we are here tonight. Like I said earlier, under the lights, we've got a great field. 19 cars registered here this evening. got a newcomer in the field, and let's see, that was Robbie Robinson, the Illinois driver, with us this evening. And I'll tell you what, Taylor, I like the way this is shaping up. But first, we got to take a look at the points and see what's going on in this championship battle. It's a good one. Old familiar J.R. Shepherd sitting at the top of it right now. But look what's going on behind him here. Brian Dean, Donnie Moore, they are fighting right now to get to J.R. Shepherd. But they need to watch out because the Shinosky brothers still continue to run well this season. And right now, they sit back there in 4th and 5th, creeping up on Donnie and Brian Dean. Now listen, I talked in the intro about somebody needing to get long on luck. You don't want to let J.R. Shepherd get too much further ahead. So 19 cars, 19 SK modifieds tonight. I think we've got a chance here for maybe someone to rise up. Who knows? JR might find a little bit of trouble. This is a deep field this evening, so we'll see how that all plays out. But before that plays out, Taylor, why don't you talk to us about the details of tonight's event?
Of course, and the race details here for tonight. This is going to be quite the interesting. We're almost halfway through the season already. This is round 6 of this season. 100-lap race as always here tonight. The thing is, no tire changes will be allowed when making a pit stop. They can allow to make repairs to their cars, but other than that, no tire changes will be allowed for them. This is a fixed setup, so the iRacing setups that iRacing has built for these SK Modifieds are being used to help these drivers to make it a little bit even based on just driver skill. Of course, if a caution does come out, the drivers who are 1 lap or multiple laps down have an opportunity to receive the lucky dog or a wave around to get that 1 lap back, to either get back on the lead lap or to try to close in on that gap. However, if your car is severely damaged after a wreck or incident happening on track for you, you are allowed to get 1 free fast repair or pretty much a backup car to drive. And of course, one of the special features here in the Outlaw Modified Series is that the top 10 from the previous race, the grid is inverted. So winning the race for this last week for J.R. Shepherd will put him starting in the 10th position. However, the 10th place driver will be your pole position. So we're going to leave that, though, as a little bit of a surprise to find out who, if you were paying attention from last week's race, who will be our pole sitter for tonight.
All right, so there you go. About 5 minutes left here in the warm-up. Chris Piscini, the New Yorker right now, finds himself on top with the fast time. 0.4 of a mile track, 13.4 seconds. And that's where Chris Piscini and J.R. Shepherd sit right now. Everybody behind him with 13.5s. I look at the board, the top 10 all separated by about just over 100th of a second. Or, just I'm sorry, a 10th, not 100. The top 10, though, separated by about a 10th of a second there.
Yeah, this just shows the competitive nature of this series. I mean, pretty much except from the last week was the first time we ever had a repeat winner this season with J.R. Shepherd. Other than that, we've always had a different winner throughout this season. So it just shows you how competitive this season is here, Sean, and I'm looking forward to hearing to see what our newcomers here do tonight.
Well, let's talk about the weather here this evening, just real quick, okay? It's a clear evening, okay? Clear skies here, nighttime conditions, the lights are on. It's not that hot outside. It's only about 78 degrees or so, and the track temperature right now only at about 84 degrees, so there'll be some grip here early. We've talked about it all season. The changes they made back in Season 3 to the SK Modified makes it drive a little bit differently, and what we've seen so far this season because of that is a lot of side-by-side racing. Taylor, how much of that do you think we'll see tonight?
We'll probably most likely see that here tonight. This is probably a two-lane groove track. We'll see a lot of drivers mostly sticking to the bottom, but we may see some drivers hook up towards that middle lane to try and get a better run on corner exit in order to close in the gaps on their competition. So we're going to be keeping an eye on some of these drivers, especially those who start on that outside lane on the start and the restart, to see what they're able to do tonight.
All right, and you might find yourself following some puppies this evening at some point, as Donnie Moore has got his ASPCA Irwin Tools sponsored SK Modified. He's got puppies on the car, which is cool, because as Donnie and I always like to talk about, folks, always remember to have your pets spayed and neutered. Help the pet population, and well, help your planet, period, by doing that. So Donnie out there in his night scheme there and looking pretty sharp. Where's Donnie right now? He is 7th on the practice board. Donnie sometimes a little bit famous for maybe not showing his hand in practice, saving the good stuff for, well, let's say just for the race when it really counts. But again, we had 19. We've now got 20 drivers registered to run this evening. This will be our largest SK modified field of the season, Taylor. And traffic, well, that could be a little bit of an issue when we try to get things started tonight, couldn't it?
Oh, most definitely. Lap traffic will definitely be a factor here tonight at Southern National. The leaders are going to have to be really careful on when to pick and choose the right time to make those lap traffic passes. And also for our lap traffic drivers, need to be cautious and not race these leaders too hard, especially if they're not in a competitive state. Even though they're trying to race others for position, they need to make sure that they race these leaders cleanly as possible.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Being clean tonight will be important to managing and surviving a 100-lap race here at Southern National Motorsports Park. And a minute and a half to go, we'll be talking about the grid and throwing down the green flag. Mike Holloway just got here a little bit ago, put in a few laps, and that moved himself up to 11th. Holloway should be fast here. In fact, I think I remember way back when Mike Holloway might have got him a win here at Southern National several seasons ago. But again, a deep field of drivers, some of the best here in the Bootleg Racing League have made it. J.R. Shepard won the late model race that just wrapped up before this one here, Taylor, a little bit ago. I think that race only over 60 laps. They only saw a couple of cautions. Maybe we'll get the same bit of luck this evening.
I hope so for sure. Cautions, we had an issue at Martinsville where we had the caution end under yellow, which was unfortunate. But, of course, this has been some of the best racing we've seen all season with these modifieds. I've always been looking forward to coming here on Saturday night to call these races.
He's just checking in on Robbie Robinson. He's got almost 50 laps of practice here in the SK Modified, getting ready for this one. Right now, 16th on the board here in practice. But tell you what, I do like the colors on that SK Modified. We won't have any trouble picking him up in the field when we're looking for him, because I think that's the only real mean green car we've got in of these 20 SKs on the track right now.
Yeah, I love how drivers like to showcase their own painting talents or trying to find a paint to identify them in these series, instead of using the default paints that you can do here on iRacing, but go off and customize them on your own. But looks like our warm-up is over, and Sean, let's get ready to go racing.
Okay, let's do it. Let's get this grid out of the way and get to racing on track. Todd Liston is going to start on the pole right there alongside Kenny Kibbe.
Starting in row 2 will be John Hine. Alongside him will be Brian Dean.
Go to row 3, Dustin Powers in the number 25, right alongside the number 6 of Kurt Smith.
In row 4 will be Lowell Jewell in that number 3 modified. Alongside him, Mark Herzog.
All right, then we go to row 5, Mike Allen, and last week's winner, J.R. Shepard, starting here in that 10th hole.
Starting in the 11th position will be Matt Shinosky. Alongside him will be Sarah Marie Spiller.
Row 7, that Irwin Tools SK Modified, driven by Donnie Moore, will start 13th. Joshua Banks going to get a 14th place starting spot tonight.
Starting in row 8 will be James Lowe in that number 99, alongside newcomer Robbie Robinson in the 66.
All right, row 9, Justin Allen and Chris Piscini, our fastest driver from practice.
And rounding out your 20-car field is Tim Shinosky and Mike Holloway.
All right, I'm excited now. We are ready to go. Todd Liston has got the field right up there with Kenny Kibbe. Pace car is going to come around one more time around this 4/10 of a mile facility. We're ready to rock and roll. Liston looks ready. Kenny Kibbe has been fast in a lot of these races so far this season. He gets to start from the front tonight. Let's see what he can do. Dean, John Hine right behind him. Here comes the Ford Mustang pace car into turn 3. Going to pull off here just outside of the inside of the turn. Here we go. Green flag's out. We are mean green and underway. Todd Liston's got the field down into 1. Kibbe already driving hard off the top. Brian Dean's got to check up just a little bit behind him. The 21 to John Hine gets a clean start, but he's still down there in that bottom group fighting to get alongside Kibbe.
Kibbe and Dean fighting it out with John Hine, though, makes the pass out of the turn as they make contact.
And Hine hits it hard up into the wall. And then he gets again with Dean, and that's going to bring out the caution. Oh, that went all bad for John Hine.
Several other cars had issues as well, with Mark Herzog and James Lowe getting involved.
Yeah, in the Herzog deal, I think Herzog was just trying to make an evasive move, and I think he winds up there. There's Herzog behind in the 57, but you see the contact there between Kibbe and Hine, and then Hine goes down and makes that contact with Dean, and then it backs him up into the wall, and then there's Herzog there in the 57 getting in late. I think he might have got out okay without any real damage to the car, but certainly all the way at the back of the pack now because of that. On board here with Herzog, and he just first he gets the wall and then he gets into the front, so hopefully he didn't knock the toe of that right front out.
I'm pretty sure he's trying to test it out right quick to make sure how the car feels, so that way he needs to determine whether or not to come down pit road to get it fixed. But he needs to make sure he does that quickly before we go back green flag.
Yeah, and you hate to burn that fast repair to have to pull that spare car down off the truck 5 laps into the race. But sometimes that's the way it rolls.
Looks like he's going to stay out now, and we'll really have to keep an eye on him, see how his car is when he go back green flag racing. Pace car is getting ready to pull back in.
Here we go. And we're back underway. The green flag is out. Liston back to the front. Already looking to the bottom. Back here is the 25 of Dustin Powers. Gonna power on by Brian Dean. At least he's gonna try to. Man, Liston shot out of a cannon on that restart. He's already opened himself up a 0.6 of a second lead.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing Liston needed to do. I've noticed a couple of the drivers who are on that inside line, when they're going into the turn, they'll sometimes duck below that white line. That is not out of bounds. They are allowed to go down there to try to help turn the car a little bit better for them. So you see right now, as the top 3 are of second, third, and fourth from nose to tail, with also Kurt Smith closing in.
And they've got the accordion out just a bit there as Kibbe having to check up there behind Dustin Powers. And that's getting Kurt Smith checked up. And everybody right now behaving in a line here up towards the front as we go a bit further to the back. Side-by-side battles are happening. Donnie Moore trying to get something done here on the inside of Tim Shanoski. They've got Matt right in front of him. That is right there. That's Donnie trying to get this position back and hold on to the 13th place that he started in. But Tim, and a little bit of contact. Tim's around. Tim Shanoski's around. Everybody's stacked up behind him. Whoa, we got a big one. Oh, and poor Robbie Robinson, our rookie this evening, gets caught up in that late. Here's the replay, Taylor. Yeah, Tim tried to drive it down a little bit and going to make that little bit of contact, and boy, that was all it took. And poor man, Mark Herzog, 2 cautions, 2 instances of horrible luck. Here's on board with Robbie.
Yeah, the Illinois driver, Robbie Robinson, just simply had nowhere to go.
No
the
time
track
to react.
was almost completely blocked.
Had absolutely no time to react to that. Did the best he could with it. Maybe minimized the damage on that, but that's our second caution here in the first 15 laps. Todd Liston is still your leader as they now make their way out of turn 4 back down the front stretch. Car getting the wave around there. That's James Lowe. He'll get back on the lead lap with everybody. I'll leave Mike Holloway right now. The last car. Let's see. That'll make him a lap down actually. So Holloway be the next one to get a wave around. Should we get another caution? All right. So you know what? Liston I talked about it. He had a great restart last time. Was able to jump the field really well. Leave the fight back there going on between Dean and Powers. I expect Liston to maybe try and get the same thing done here on this restart.
He's going to try his best, but Dean is also a quick learner. He's going to also be keeping an eye and seeing what Liston does when we go back green flag. I'm pretty sure he's going to be looking in his mirrors to find out when Liston will to make that jump and try to time it just right. So that way they can battle it in going into turn 1.
Well, the lights are out on the pace car. That Willen light bar has been extinguished. The field follows behind. Everybody getting tightened up here. Get ready to roll. Todd Liston brings him down. The pace car peels off. Here we go. The green flag is out. Liston back on the hammer. Down into 1. Not as good of a restart that time. In fact, Dean really wheeling it hard up top where he's been most of this race. Already pulling that left front down on the right rear. Gonna try and cross him over. Nothing happening there. Liston able to cut him off. Kibbe back there in a battle with Kurt Smith. They're side by side.
Ooh, Liston gets loose off of 4.
Oh, that opens up the inside for Brian Dean. Trying to go to the front, and he does. Liston's gonna lose too. And look who is in this picture back there. There's the number 98, that blue and white car. J.R. Shepard now into the fold. Has already come up all the way from 10th into 5th. He's going to challenge Liston for 4th now. Liston can't find a way back down, Taylor.
He cannot. It's almost like he's at Martinsville. Can't find a way to get down to the bottom. He's trying to get away, but now Kenny Kibbe, and it looks like Lowell Jewell are now going to be sort of lighting into the picture right now.
Look at that. Lowell getting on top of the wheel here. Putting himself here near the top 5. Trying to get up there to Kibbe and battle him for that position. Poor Todd Liston finally gets down. It throws him all the way back to 7th place. Man, and you hate to see that. Liston had such great command of the front of this field, and then it all went away from him there on that last restart. Now you've got Brian Dean in a commanding lead. He's opened it up to 7/10 of a second. Oh, we got an accident in the back here.
No caution.
Has not brought out the caution. It was Mike Allen gets caught up back there.
Yeah, a little contact between him and Sarah Marie Spiller coming out of turn 2.
J.R. Shepard up here taking the position away from Dustin Powers. Powers trying to still keep the spot he's got from Kenny Kibbe, but Kibbe's going to get it. You get shuffled out there up top. It just doesn't seem to work for you. You lose any momentum, and right now Kibbe moves up a spot, but J.R. Shepard is now in the top 3. He is going to make life miserable for Kurt Smith, but now we got a caution. Oh, no. Justin Allen makes contact with Mark Herzog, and Herzog is involved in another one.
That makes it 3 in a row for him. Mark is just having a difficult night. He can't pretty much playing ping pong ball all night, being bounced around.
Well, this is good practice. I'm sure Mark's going to be running in the majors tomorrow. The Myrtle Beach 400, the last event of the season. The Pacific region will be right here on the Global SimRacing Channel. Mark will be running for his team for Alliance Evolution. But as someone pointed out today, I don't remember who it was, they were talking about the Alliance team. There's a couple of Alliance teams, but they are Alliance 1. They're one big team. They wanted to get that point out to everybody. But, yeah, poor Mark has not had any luck here so far this evening. Gets caught up in another one. We've knocked out 31 laps now. And we've had a few cautions, unfortunately. But you know what? No one really has seemed to suffer too much damage. The only retirement we've got at the moment is John Hine, who still has his car down there on pit lane. So I don't know if they're working on repair, if they plan on coming back down, but right now, 18 cars still on the lead lap. Robbie Robinson, the first one a lap down, or he's a few laps down, but he'll get a chance to get some wave arounds here as long as he can hold that spot. So at the moment, it's Brian Dean, your leader of this race. Kurt Smith up 4 spots, finds himself in second, and J.R. Shepard, our championship points leader, is now in third. He's going to get to start on the inside. That doesn't bode well for anybody on the outside, and it doesn't really bode well for Brian Dean because that means he's going to be right to the attack all over Dean's bumper here, Taylor. As we get ready to go, the Ford Mustang pace car comes down this back stretch. Before it pulls off, Dean's going to get a chance to go. As we've seen before, the green flag comes out real early. As soon as that car turns in, it's green. Before the car even turned in, it's green. And Dean is on his horse, storming down into 1. Kurt Smith going to try and be bold and brave up there and hold off J.R. Shepard, but I don't know that it'll last too long. Here comes J.R. This battle with J.R. and Smith has given Dean a little bit of a chance to get some room. He does it, but J.R. Shepard now moves up into second. The hunt is on.
J.R. Shepard and Brian Dean have been pretty much battling off and on throughout the season, all season long. Started back at 5 flags where Dean led a majority of the race, but JR was able to take it away. So let's see if this is a repeat where Dean is able to hold him off this time, or will JR pull another repeat like at 5 flags. So we're now working on watching the battle for P3 between Kurt Smith and Kenny Kibbe. Kibbe trying to make a little bit of redemption after last round. See what he's able to do here tonight.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go back behind them. What's going on with Lowell Jewell right now and Dustin Powers? They're side by side all the way around, and Lowell trying to get this pass done. It is not over. In their mirror, they've got Joshua Banks. The Shinoskis are back there, or at least Matt is. It's a crazy little battle. Oh, and you know what? We'll jump back up to that battle between Kibbe and Smith. Kibbe sends it in deep. Smith gonna try and cross him over off the exit. No. Kenny Kibbe gets the spot. We're going to replay it for you. We can catch it live. We'll give it to you here. And again, Taylor, just a situation here where Kibbe just sends it in really deep there.
Just sends it in, makes a nice clean pass over Kurt Smith to be able to get into the 3rd position as the caution's out.
Oh, we caught another one, and unfortunately, Matt Shinoski's going to, or Tim Shinoski is going to get caught up in that one. He didn't start it. He was the innocent victim. Is I think Sarah Maria Spiller had trouble out of 4. We'll see the replay here. Yeah, there's Sarah getting up into the wall, and she makes that contact with Tim. Tim hits it hard, that inside retaining wall. That's not a safety barrier. That's concrete.
Yeah, I don't think he had, well, I think he actually used his fast repair one on one of the previous caution a couple of laps ago, to where it caused him damage. So this could be just not a good night for.
Yeah, that could be an ender for Tim. I'm sure that rattled the car up really bad. Yeah, he might. And you know what? John Hine, looks like they got their repair taken care of on that SK Modified. John Hine's back out on the track.
Yes, indeed he is, trying to gain as many points. Even though it's not a whole lot, he will end up trying to finish this race tonight as he goes back down pit road.
Well, yeah, back then now. Tim Shinoski, his guys are in there having ice cream right now, but he is still in the car. So hopefully they're sharing some with him. And he'll get back out on track here shortly. Brian Dean, still your leader for now. J.R. Shepard's going to have to start from the outside this time. He doesn't have that 3rd place spot anymore. And you know what? That could be opportunity for the hard-charging Kenny Kibbe. You get J.R. hung up there a little bit too long. You might be able to get that spot away from him and get yourself up into 2nd. So Kibbe with a great shot here. Kurt Smith. These front 4 have been very, very competitive here over the last 20 laps or so. A lot of movers in the field. Joshua Banks up 8 spots at the moment. Started this race in 14th. He's knocking on the door of the top 5. Chris Piscini back there has moved up 8 or 9 spots so far, but the lights are out on the pace car. We get ready to go. Brian Dean's got this field. He's got J.R. Shepard up there looking at his left window net. And there we go. The green flag is back out. Dean is on the hammer. But J.R. Shepard got off to a great start there. He was right with him at the line, already getting some power off the top.
Yes, indeed, utilizing that outside line to try to get a good run off at the corners, though. He's still got to worry about Kenny Kibbe, though. If Brian Dean is able to get by him, Kibbe can slide right in behind Dean to hold on the inside line. So J.R. Shepard is trying his best to fight for that outside line, side by side off of 4. The battle for the lead tightens up.
Well, the quick lane SK Modified is trying to make the quick lane out of the top side at the moment. Kibbe all over the bumper at Dean. J.R. Shepard driving that car just as hard as he can. Right up to the wall. Look at this. He's really working on this pass. Oh, and they almost bang wheels coming off of 2 down the back stretch.
Here comes the old Jewel looking to the inside of Kibbe.
Wow, look at the power by J.R. Shepard to get to the front. There's your new leader, J.R. Shepard, and points leader at the moment. Lowell Jewell is a big mover. He has got himself now in a 4th. Great run for the number 3 SK Modified.
Right behind them, though, in P6, it's Kurt Smith and Joshua Banks. These two are battling it out right now. Joshua gets right down on the power off of turn 4, trying to get by Kurt Smith. Kurt Smith been having a good run tonight, but it looks like he might have to worry about both Donnie Moore and Joshua Banks off of 2. Give Joshua Banks inside the 6th position.
Yeah, this has not been an easy trek for Donnie tonight. He's got some damage on the rear end of his SK Modified, but he continues to work his way up through the field slowly but surely. Donnie Moore is now around Kurt Smith in 7th, and now the caution's out again. Oh, and I think Liston and Mike Allen get together.
Yeah, this was off of 2. Allen just gets right into the back bumper of Liston and spins him right around.
Yeah, you know, I think Liston was trying to get the car to turn there. The car had started to push on him. He let off the throttle maybe a little bit just to crack the throttle to help him turn. And when he did, Mike Allen, poor Mike was right there. On board Mike Holloway. Catch his view from behind that orange car up there. That was Mike Allen. Well, that wasn't a tremendously hard shot. I think Liston's going to survive that without having to come in the pits. No, Liston is in the pits and has taken his repair. So they've got the spare car out. Liston not going to lose a lap here. I don't think he will, actually. No, he'll stay on the tail end of the lead lap. Robbie Robinson gets a lap closer to getting back on the lead lap. Well, this hasn't been interesting at all, has it? All right, here we go. Back to J.R. Shepard, now the leader of the race. And what? It took JR how many laps there, Taylor? Take him from 10th. It took him about, what, 52 laps? I
would say that, give or take. Just a little over halfway through the race.
And he made that outside line work. First driver we've seen make that work tonight.
I'm pretty sure Brian Dean's taking notes on that, trying to figure out if he's able to make it work with 50 laps later, a little bit before the race is over.
Well, he's got to do what JR did, right? Like you said, hopefully he took some notes there as JR was trying to get around him, and maybe he can do the same thing. Now, it's going to be very, very important. He gets wheeled up right next to him here for this restart. As the lights are out, we get ready to go back racing. J.R. Shepard's got the field for the first time tonight. And here we go. The green flag's back out. J.R. Shepard is back out, and he is on it quick. Dean probably with not as good a start as he would have liked, but he is still carrying the momentum up there. Kibbe, and then we've already got a caution. Oh, no, we've got a big one at the back of the field. Kurt Smith gets turned around. Oh, that's not going to end well for a lot of drivers. There were drivers involved in that, and it looked like there was contact between Dean and Kurt Smith that started that melee, and then everybody behind him gets caught up in this. Sarah Maria Spiller gets her car all banged up.
James Lowe.
Here's the slow-mo here. You're going to see Dean in the 25 make that contact with Kurt Smith. That sends Kurt around. He's going to slide up. Just misses Mark Herzog. It's barely Sarah Maria Spiller down there on the bottom getting turned around. Everybody just trying to seek cover. And very few cars found it there, Taylor.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. Pretty much nowhere to go for a lot of these drivers. Either just hold the brake and hope no one hits you from behind, or try your best to dodge and weave through this wreckage going on in front of you and hopefully not get taken out. But I think pretty much everyone involved from that on back got some form of damage.
Well, not the leaders. And they avoided that. J.R. Shepard's going to hold on to the lead of the race right now. We've got 63 laps to go, or we've got 63 laps in the books. Not that many left to go. We're now talking about time to kind of strap in, tighten the belts, and really get serious about trying to figure out a strategy that's going to get you here at the top and a win in this race. J.R. Shepard's got command of the field right now, and obviously he's going to be hard to pass as long as he continues to hold that bottom groove, which has been the faster one this evening, except for when he was trying to get around somebody. And it's still yet to be seen whether or not Brian Dean or anybody behind him can make that happen. Lowell Jules had an impressive run. Matt Shinosky now finds himself up into the top 5. Talked about Donnie Moore before. He's now here up in 6th. Joshua Banks has had a strong run. Chris Piscini started all the way at the back of this field. He's now in 9th, so a top 10 run for him has him right now slated to be in the top 10 inversion of next week's race. So, Taylor, lots going on out here on track with 35 laps to go. The race is back underway, and J.R. Shepard, big trouble behind him as Kenny Kibbe was all over the bumper with the chrome horn. Dean fighting hard up top.
Brian Dean trying to mimic what his rival J.R. Shepard tried to do on the outside line. It's not working for him right now, but he is still holding on. As though J.R. Shepard is able to pull away. Now he's got a battle with Kenny Kibbe for 2nd place, as Matt Shinosky is looking on in the 4th position, while Donnie Moore and Lowell Jill battle it out for 5th.
Boy, Lowell trying to keep it strong there on the top side now. They're going to come under. Oh, and Dean makes contact with Kibbe. Dean's up on the wall. The green flag is still out, but for how long? We still have a green. Brian Dean dropped all the way back. Oh, Kenny Kibbe is around out of turn 2, and the caution's out.
Mark Herzog and Mike Holloway also get involved.
Man. Poor Mark Herzog. And Holloway had to take a tow. He must have hit really hard. Let's see the replay. You see the contact there between Kibbe and Dean. That just shoots Dean car right up to the wall, and then up ahead of him. That's that second contact of Herzog. He just gets turned around. And he gets clipped there at the end. Now that was Sarah Maria Spiller. I'm sorry, that was my bad. Yeah, that was Mike Holloway. Yeah, in fact, we're going to go on board with Mike here now, Taylor.
Yeah, just holding his line. Sees Dean right there into the wall, trying his best, and then all of a sudden, up ahead of him, he sees Mark Herzog spinning and just nowhere to go. Well, I'm pretty sure Robbie Robinson is enjoying this a little bit, getting him another lap back, and I think that should put him back on the lead lap.
Man, field was scrambling on that last one there. Well, hopefully we didn't lose too many of them. Trying to see who's still in the pits here. It does look like Herzog and Holloway still sit there trying to get damage repaired on their SK Modifieds. And looks like Robbie Robinson is going to be 1 lap down. He was 3 laps down at one point. He's managed to get himself back into this thing. Picks up another caution. He could be back on the lead lap.
I think the only driver who decided to take it behind the wall is Tim Shinosky. He has decided that he is unable to continue, and we'll call it a night.
That's a shame there for Tim. It's going to be a tough hit in the points, especially with a deep field tonight. Here we go, though. The lights are out on the pace car. We're ready to rock and roll here. 26 laps to go at the line. J.R. Shepherd got him again. And he gets off to a good one, but Matt Shinovsky not having a whole lot of it. He gets a good start. Matt got a good run there off the top. Already slotting into second. Trying to get down in front of Lowell Jewell. He can't. It wasn't there. There's Donnie Moore back there. Donnie Moore, Mike Allen side by side. Donnie trying to get in front of Mike.
Yes, 2x2 for a couple of rows back, then Joshua Banks, then 2x2 again for another couple of rows between James Lowe and Dustin Power, and Justin Allen and Chris Bassini. As they battle out, Joshua Banks now closing in on the battle up there in front of him between Moore and also Mike Allen. Looks like Lojo was able to get by Matt Shinovsky.
Well, this has allowed J.R. Shepherd to pull away. And that's almost 0.8 of a second and growing every lap here.
I don't know. Lowell Jewell pretty much set a identical lap time compared to with J.R. Shepherd that time by. Let's see, it's 13.7 compared to a 13.74. So if JR, which I highly doubt, makes a mistake or decides to go a little bit off a certain line, Lowell is right there to where he could capitalize.
Well, 20 laps to go. Folks, if you've watched a bootleg modified race before, you know what time it is. It's time to boogie, baby. Let's get this race and this party started. Lowell Jewell with a tremendous run this evening. Finds himself in second right now, defending against Mike Allen. Got a little bit of a gap back to him, but it's J.R. Shepherd that keeps throwing down the fast laps as he's now opening up to 1.3 seconds. But we definitely, we've got some new faces here at the top. Joshua Banks back there trying to hang on to that fourth spot. Donnie Moore still trying to get this thing a little bit better before the night's over. Donnie suffering damage early is still wheeling this car at 5th place at the moment.
Yeah, the top 5 is pretty much evenly spaced out right now, though, as looks like Mike Allen made a little bit of a mistake off of 4 that brought in Joshua Banks just a little bit to close the gap. But the top from 2nd to 5th right now, that's going to be quite the battle to keep an eye on, as Matt Shinovsky is looking on in that 6th place, having to worry about Justin Allen right behind him.
Yeah, and back to the field, I mean, there's still some competitive racing going on. James Lowe just pulled off a move on Todd Liston that got Lowe up to 12th, and you know what? He's got trouble just in front of them there as they stack up out of turn 4, and the caution's not out. I was talking about James Lowe. He's knocking on the door of a 10th place finish right now. All he's got to do is find a way to get by Bassini here. Oh, and a little bit of contact puts the chrome horn to Bassini. Wow. That got a little crazy back there, but it doesn't bring out the caution. They're going to have 12 to go at the line. The battle for second is on. Go, Taylor.
Yeah, the battle for second is on right now. Mike Allen trying to stick his nose underneath James Lowe out of turn 4. Not able to close the deal, but he is right there. Tries to look to the inside again through turn 1. Gets a wheel right near the Nerf bar of James Lowe. Not able to complete the pass, though.
Lowell trying to hold him off best as he can here. He's got to do it for 10 more laps. Come on, Lowell. Wheel that thing, man. Get up on top of it. Elbows out. You know what Kenny says, elbows out. Mike Allen right now has got all the trouble he can handle. Joshua Banks digging in. Banks laying the chrome horn to him. That was about 2 times. I'm there. Oh, look at Banks go to the bottom. He's
contact.
Oh, they make contact now. Allen straightens it out.
What a save by Mike Allen right there.
Wow, wow, wow. All the while, Lowell Jewell with a big grin on his face because he holds on to that second spot. Lowell looked like he was almost a little bit loose off of 4.
Well, J.R. Shepherd now has a new set of issues now. He's got to worry about lap traffic. I don't know if he's going to be able, he might be able to catch a couple of drivers right now with about 4 to go. 5 to go, actually. But this will change a little bit. But Lowell Jewell, though, has to worry about Joshua Banks now. Battle for P2 heats up even more into 3 and 4.
Oh, Banks is back down there again, Taylor. Lowell's going to get shuffled out, and maybe kisses the wall on the way off the exit. Lowell losing that spot. Now here comes Donnie Moore. Lowell's fighting back. Sends it in deep. 4 laps to go.
Joshua Banks up to P2. Donnie Moore, though, not done yet. He wants to get into that second position. He knows that that Dean had a difficult night here tonight. He wants to try to gain as many more points than he is to try to jump him into second place in the point standing. So Donnie Moore looking for a little bit more tonight.
Donnie really driven hard tonight, but nobody at this point driven any harder than Joshua Banks, who finds himself now in second after starting back in 14th. The white flag is out. It's all up to J.R. Shepard now. He's got to clear Kurt Smith, or he doesn't have to clear Kurt Smith. He can decide to just stay behind him. In fact, here comes J.R. out of 4 and he wins. JR, your winner in the Outlaw 100 tonight, and he does it again. Another winner chicken dinner for JR Shepard. Joshua Banks, though, with a marvelous run there on second, and Donnie Moore is going to hang on to take the top 3, Taylor. What a race this evening here at Southern National Motorsports Park.
Yes, indeed. What a show tonight. What a excellent drive by J.R. Shepard as well. And, of course, Joshua Banks and Donnie Moore with a heck of a drive towards the end of the race. So, always fun here watching these modifieds battle it out on a Saturday night.
Well, and we battled it out indeed, but what we're going to do real quick is take a break here on the Global SimRacing Channel. We'll be right back with the results and hopefully get to talk to a few of these drivers. Well, it's over, and we're done here from Southern National Motorsports Park. If you missed it, I'm sorry. You're going to have to go back and watch the replay. But right now, let's talk about what happened. Let's look at the results here. And go over the field for you, let you know how they wound up. And, well, I can tell you that J.R. Shepard won another one. Yes, he did. Joshua Banks going to come home in second. What a run for Joshua Banks, man. Donnie Moore gets a third place finish. And both of those guys have to pass a strong Lowell Jewell tonight, who drove up through the field, got himself to second, and falls back to fourth there to finish. But I think he'll be happy with the top 5. Matt Shanowski in a double out will take 5th. 6th going to be Mike Allen. 7th for Brian Dean tonight. Kenny Kibbe, after battling up front, well, we'll have to take that 8th place. Dustin Powers is going to finish 9th tonight at number 25. And guess what? Justin Allen, not Mike Allen, but Justin Allen is going to be your pole sitter next week with a 10th place finish tonight, Taylor.
Yes, indeed, but right behind him in the 11th position is Chris Bassini. In 12th position is James Lowe, followed by Todd Liston. Our pole sitter for tonight's race had a rough night, finishing in 13th. Along behind him will be Kurt Smith as well in 14th. Robbie Robinson just pretty much give him a Dory Award for just keep swimming all night. Even though he was multiple laps down, was able to work his way to get only 1 lap down. Right behind him is Sarah Marie Spiller, will come home in 16th position, alongside Mark Herzog, who had a rough night, pretty much just all over the place, playing bumper cars with these modifieds in 17th. Mike Holloway in 18th with John Hine in 19th, and Tim Shanowski had a rough night as well. Going to be a big hit in the points for him as he will finish 20th.
All right, well, that is your field, and now we have your winner to talk to, and I'm going to catch up here down in Victory Lane with J.R. Shepard again this week. J.R., these are never easy, and this one especially tonight wasn't very easy. You had a lot of work. It took you a little over 50 laps there to just get into that battle up front.
Oh yeah, for sure, Sean. This is Southern is a track that's really tricky to drive. Very easy to overdrive the corner, and when you do, it just abuses your tires. So really trying to take it easy and relax early on, and see what everybody had and how they were running, and the cautions just seemed to fall the right way tonight.
Yeah, I guess they did, JR. You know what? Seemed like that high line wanted to move a few times this evening, but you were the only one we actually saw make a legitimate pass up there. How tough was it?
It's tough on the high side, especially going into the corner. If you miss it, it's almost like being on marbles. The car just wants to go straight. So, yeah, that restart with Brian was tricky for sure, and it just timed it perfect, I guess, on the restart, and was able to be side by side with him. That's the only way it worked. Okay,
so you won the late model race before this one. Okay, 60 laps in that car. I got to ask, any similarities? I mean, did that seat time benefit you heading into this SK race tonight?
In the past, I'd have said no, not at all. But with the way that these SK modified setups are this season, they're not too dissimilar. So, yeah, the way you drive the cars is pretty close. And, yeah, I learned some stuff in that race, and been working on my pedals a little bit this past season. Used to have problems locking the brakes up, and I think I finally got my brake pedal where it needs to be, so that helped too.
You found the sweet spot is what you're telling us, right?
Yeah, for now.
All right, well, we'll find you next week back on the grid, back starting in 10th again. That's your reward for winning these things, man. And we congratulate you again. We'll see you then, buddy.
Thanks, Sean. Let me give a shout out to Josh and Donnie for finishing up there in the top 3, and Lowell and Matt put on a great race also, man. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully everybody enjoyed.
All right, and thanks again, JR. We will see you next week, and tell you what, Taylor has run down and caught up with Josh Banks.
I got you, brother.
Yes, indeed. We're here with Josh Banks finishing second tonight here at Southern National Motorsports Park. Josh, excellent run. Tell us how the car was for you.
It was a handful, I tell you that. It was tight if you didn't hit the bottom right, but it was loose if you hit too much of the bottom. So it was a fun race, working through the field and beating and banging and doing all that fun stuff. So being able to come out P2 is pretty sweet.
Yeah, especially with all those cautions or especially towards late in the race. But of course, you were able to get through some of those. Tell us, how were you able to keep it focused in order to not get caught up in any of that?
Like you said, just focus, man. Just watching traffic, seeing how they go through each corner and what they're doing, and then if there was something going on. Thankfully, though, we didn't get behind much of it. There was most when there was a caution, so we didn't have to focus too much. But when there was some weird stuff going on, we just kept it focused and make sure we went through the right holes and didn't get caught up in it.
All right. Well, you are finishing second and got a couple of top 3 finishes this season already. Are we looking forward to possibly a win for you this year?
We're going to try our best. We've been close, and just keep our marks, hitting our marks, and just try to finish out strong, and hopefully we'll come out with a win.
All right. And is there anybody you'd like to thank out before you head out?
I just want to shout out to the guys of the league for hosting the league, BRL, and doing a great job. And I thank him for letting me in the league and doing this racing with them. And then shout out to my teammates at SWA Motorsports and all the support group I have there. And y'all guys up in the booth. Thank y'all for doing it.
All right. And we thank you for coming out racing with us, Josh. That was Joshua Banks finishing second in here tonight. And Sean, I believe you caught up with our third place driver, Mr. Donnie Moore.
Yes, I have, Donnie. Welcome back to the booth, my friend. A little bit of work tonight out there. You had to come from, a little bit further in the pack to get this done this evening. What was it like getting around Southern National tonight?
It was a lot of work tonight. Yeah, I think I benefited from a lot of yellows. Boy, you get a restart on the outside, you go backwards. You get a restart on the inside, you go you go forward. So yeah, I was fortunate to finish third, and a couple of fast guys probably had some bad luck tonight.
Yeah, well, you know what? It did start off all good for you. I mean, I don't know if you knew it or not, but the rear end of your car was hanging off.
You know, I didn't realize that until I watched the replay here at the end, and I didn't realize it was all smashed up like that. Yeah,
so apparently that didn't affect your pace at all. Getting around Lowell, man, Lowell had a hell of a run going tonight, and then just there with about 6 laps to go, he makes one small mistake, and you guys were able to run it on him.
Yeah. Lowell did have a good run tonight, and he's back and fast. So yeah, I was fortunate to get by him. That little bobble.
He should get sick.
Go ahead, buddy.
No, I was going to say he should get sick more often, huh?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, a good run by Joshua tonight, too.
Yeah, Joshua, boy, his car was hooked up. He had a lot of speed, and he came from further back in the field than you did. But next week, both of you get a chance to start in the top 10 as we head on down the road, and we get out of this trip off of Tobacco Road. We head to Lanier Speedway next week, and what do you think about your chances there?
Oh, Lanier. Well, who knows? Everybody runs good at Lanier. We'll see. At least I have a better start than tonight. How about these big fields?
Yeah, that was our big one of the season, Donnie. 20 tonight, and
yep, nice to see. Nice to see the brother Shanosky back too.
Yeah, it's always good to have both of them on track. Matt obviously had a bit better evening than Tim did. It did not wind up too good for Tim there, as he had to bow out early. But it was fun watching you, Donnie. It was fun watching that ASPCA Irwin Tools Modified get itself up into a top 3. I know you want to thank a couple people before we go.
Tonight, I'd like to shout out to, I hate to tell you, buddy, the Boston Red Sox.
Okay, Donnie, move on, Donnie. Move on, Donnie.
Being from New England, we finally got a championship around here, so I'm happy about that. And and how about ASPCA? Yeah, when you can, even if you can't give money to your local animal shelters, old blankets, whatever you can.
All right, Donnie, we're going to continue this little bit of humor. As a Jets fan, I will tell you the Bears are who we thought they were, okay?
They are.
Can't believe I got to issue that line again this season. But anyway, Donnie, thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.
Nice talking to you. Thanks.
All right, and that is Donnie Moore, and that is the end of our broadcast. Taylor, thanks so much for putting up with that. I'm sorry. Anyway, just a couple of guys from the Northeast having a little bit of fun. I do want to thank the Bootleg Racing League for organizing the Outlaw Modified Series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. For more series information about the Bootleg Racing League, look for them on Facebook. You just go over there, type in Bootleg Racing League. They'll pop up for you. Go to their website. That's where really all the great information is at, bootlegracingleague.com. That's where you can find them. We want to thank the companies, equipment, and software that you'll see on your screen here in just a moment. We use all of that on our broadcast, every broadcast you see here. The original music, of course, is always brought to you by Eric Ekholm and June Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them. Again, thanks to my partner, Taylor Burris. He's been awesome all season. Our director, Joe Peak. The visionary, Dougie Beard, for all of his great camera sets that he gives us. Find out more about GSRC at our website, Global SimRacing Channel.com. Yeah, we're on social media. Find us there at GSR Channel for Twitter, Facebook. You can just type in Global SimRacing Channel. We're easy to find there. Instagram, we're on the gram, GSRC_gram. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, you're not a subscriber to GSRC, what are you thinking? That's how you keep up with us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.